it was just excruciating, and it's a 30-minute drive to the hospital, which really isn't that bad, but this labor was extreme. It was really painful. We got to the hospital and we walked across the parking lot, and I remember some old lady asking if I was okay, and my husband like reassuring her that it's just labor. But I mean, it was so painful. We got in and some lady like wanted me to get in a wheelchair, and I was like, no. We got in the elevator, and at this point, like, everything was like timing. I knew I didn't have long between contractions, so I wanted to get from point A to point B and make that the furthest amount of distance I could possibly make that as quick as possible. I was really worried when we were in the elevator that I was going to have a contraction and I wouldn't be able to get out, but luckily I didn't have one during that time. We got up to the floor and I had a contraction in the hallway, and all the nurses were really excited because they had just seen me Wednesday and they knew for sure like this was gonna be it by the way I was acting. So we get into the room. I immediately went into the bathroom and changed my robe because, again, all timing. I didn't want to get in the bed. It was just really painful. They looked for her heartbeat for a while and couldn't find it, but everyone was really reassuring, saying that she was probably in a weird position and, you know, don't worry. I had to get in the bed so that they could try to find her heartbeat, and the nurse checked me, and I was only 5 centimeters, and at that point I said my code word and I wanted an epidural, and I wasn't doing this natural anymore. My doula completely agreed, and she asked them to go ahead and get that all set up, and the lady came in to give me my IV, and I felt the need to push. I guess, and this is all just from like what I heard from a doula, because everything was a complete blur and I was like in excruciating pain. They weren't going to check me because they had just checked me. It wasn't even 15 minutes ago that they had, and I was a 5. There's no way I would be a 9, but they checked me and I was a 9. I was almost a 10, and she was coming. So I was getting my IV as I was pushing, and my doctor came in at 11:07, and my water broke as I was pushing her, and it was full of blood and meconium, which isn't good. And he said it doesn't look good. And my husband was telling me it was going to be okay, but I knew it wasn't. So she was born at 11:08, and she was 7 pounds 10 ounces, and she's absolutely perfect. Trying really hard not to cry here. She had red hair, which is totally what we wanted, and like nothing was wrong with her. So what had happened is, apparently, and we're not for sure when it happened, but sometime between when I went in Wednesday and when I went in Friday, I had a placental abruption. The labor I had was crazy fast. Like 9:30 is when it started to get intense, and 11:08 is when she was born. So it went really fast, and the contractions were not your normal contractions, not your normal active labor contractions. They were really painful. I obviously did not get an epidural. I didn't have any pain medication, so she was born natural, which is what we wanted. When we made our birth plan, our original birth plan was that we wanted to have a natural labor. We wanted to have her with us for the first 2 hours, and we wanted to be the ones to bathe her. We didn't want the nursing staff to. We got to do all those things with Sophia before we let her go. So that is our birth story for Sophia Marilyn, and kind of a little bit of our road here trying to conceive again. Anyway, I know it's super sad, and we miss her a lot. But we are super thankful that she was everything we wanted, and that we got exactly what we wanted in our birth, and that experience I wouldn't trade for it.